I'm Ben, Bayernownz, or MooshGFX, whatever you want to call me. But I'm also a new director on the UshGFX network, or Yaush. And I'm going to be bringing you a tutorial on how to create a simple Twitter background. I recorded this once and just sort of quit out of the PSD, and ScreenFlow crashed for some reason, just like not after the recording or anything, the program just shut down. So that's why I don't have a product to show you right now. But I'm just going to walk you through making the background, and if you want a preview of the product, you can probably skip to about 10 seconds before the end of the video and find the final product there. Anyways, what you just want to start off is have two similar colors as your foreground and background colors. I'm going to use purple because I want to make a purple background, sort of like that, and get your gradient tool, set it to linear, make sure reverse isn't checked, and drag it from top to bottom while holding shift, because that will give you a straight line. And the document size I'm using is 2000 by 2000, but for a Twitter background it's not super important. The last thing I'm going to do as far as the background goes is I'm just going to double click on the background layer to unlock it, then hit OK if you haven't already. And then I'm going to go to Filter, Noise, and hit Add Noise. Amount, I'm going to make a pretty small amount, just like 1. Distribution, Gaussian, and make sure monochromatic is checked. And then I'm going to get my rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to just drag out a box and get my brush tool. Make sure that it's a soft brush. I'm going to make it around 800 pixels. And I'm going to make it my foreground color white. I'm just going to click in the corner right there. And then I'm going to decrease the opacity to like 30% and make it a lot larger. And then click right there. Only once, sorry, I clicked twice. And then deselect by hitting Control D. Now I'm going to hit Control T to transform it, and then right click and hit Warp. And then I'm going to get my top left hand corner where I clicked and drag it down so that it looks something like this. That looks about right. And then I'm going to resize this by hitting Control T and sort of drag it into the top. And that looks just about right. And now I am going to get my my pen tool, and I'm going to go around with my pen tool, click on the corner right here. Then I'm going to click on the tip of the sort of page curl that we have going on here, and I'm going to drag it so that it fits the curve. You know, rotate it a little, and that looks just about right. And then I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to click on that square right there, so that if you notice, then it has sort of like a sharp point from that. If I didn't hit Alt and I clicked, then the point would still have a curve. Like if I clicked here, then the point would curve. So that's why we want to hit Alt. And then I'm going to click on the other corner, and just like I did last time, I'm going to drag and turn it until it fits around that just right. And now I'm going to just go around and sort of make a large selection outside of there. I'm going to right click and hit Make Selection and hit OK. Then I'm going to create a new layer, grab my brush tool, set the color to black, and I'm just going to click underneath here so that it makes a nice little shadow. And actually, the opacity of my brush tool is set to 31%. I'm going to want to change that And now I'm going to decrease the opacity. Actually, I'm going to erase the parts of this that I don't want first, because I don't like the shadow that was casting over there, and I don't want much of a shadow on this side. So that looks about right. And now I'm going to decrease the opacity to around 40%. And then I'm going to do something similar, except with the pen tool again. I'm going to click right here on that corner, and then I'm going to go around this side. So I'm going to click right here now and sort of drag it to fit that curve. Actually, it looks like I'm going to click right here and drag it to fit that curve, and then click here, and then here. And my selection isn't perfect. If you're doing this, for your own Twitter background, you're probably going to want to make it a little more accurate. But, this is just for tutorial purposes. I'm trying to keep it as quick as possible. Probably help to be a bit more laconic. Or in other words, I should shut up. So now I'm just going to click around here. Again, I'm going to click around on this side. And I'm going to, once again, I'm going to right click and hit make selection. And now I'm going to work on a new layer and get my brush tool, set it to around 250 pixels. And sort of just color in that spot right there. And I'm going to grab my move tool since my selection was a little sloppy and just move it so that it fits that area a little better. And then I'm going to decrease the opacity to around 60%. And now I'm going to get my logo or whatever you want behind that page curl. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's too late now. But I'm going to get my logo. And this is the layer style we're going to use to create this effect. We're going to go to fill opacity and set it to 0. Color overlay to black and set it to like 20% around there. Then inner shadow, angle 90 degrees, distance like 9 or 10, actually 5 looks good, and size at around 15. And then go to bevel and emboss, go to bevel, go to style, go to outer bevel, go to direction and hit down, and size set to 0. Highlight mode we're going to change to linear dodge add, and shadow mode we're going to change to overlay. And that gives this a nice sort of indented look. So then I'm just going to hit convert to smart object and rasterize the layer. And that just makes it so that rather than having all the layer styles attached to the layer, it sort of it just compresses the layer into one image. Then I'm going to rotate it, resize it, and put it into the corner over there so that it looks just how I want it. That looks perfect. There we go. I'm actually going to duplicate this layer and hide one of them. And then I'm just going to grab my pen tool again, actually, and I'm going to sort of select what I want to delete. Whatever is going over that page curl. And I'm going to select like this, and then I'm going to hit right click, make selection, hit OK, and then hit delete. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Let me undo that actually. And then I'm going to go to my shadow layer. This is my shadow layer right here, that one. Gonna put this below that shadow. And that's about it for that background if you want to make it like that. And then one last thing you can do is I'm going to hide that layer, unhide the one that I duplicated, and another thing you can do is with this sort of the logo layer, you can resize it a little smaller and put it on the curl of that page. Which I don't think looks as good, but you know, it's your Twitter background. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, that's about it for this tutorial. If you liked it, I'd really appreciate it if you head over to my channel, check it out, and subscribe if you like the content you see. But yeah, don't want to draw this on too long. Goodbye.